So, men are much more likely to be incarcerated than women. More than 9 times as many men, 5,037,000 men, as women, 581,000, had ever at one time been incarcerated in a state or federal prison at the year end of 2001, according to the DOJ. In 2011, the United States Department of Justice compiled homicide statistics in the U.S. between 1980 and 2008. The study showed the following. Males are convicted of the vast majority of homicides in the United States, representing 89.5% of the total number of offenders. 90%, yo. I mean, like, that is wild. That's just wild. Of children under age 5 killed by a parent, the rate for biological father conviction was slightly higher than for biological mother conviction. However, of children under 5 killed by someone other than their parent, 80% of the people that were convicted were males. So people who are killing random people's children, 80% men. And I want to be clear, if you notice, these are statistics about convictions and arrests. There are so many people out there who have done things that have not been convicted and have not been arrested. So these numbers are probably higher. According to 2011 arrest data in suburban areas from the FBI, males constitute 98.9% of those arrested for forcible rape. I mean, let's just round it up, baby. That's 99%. And if you keep rounding, that's basically 100%. So almost 100% of rape is committed by men. And I love here how they say forcible rape. I'm sorry, what is forcible rape? I thought that's the definition of rape. I thought it has to be forced. This is how they use language to manipulate people and to brainwash people and to condition people. What the hell is forcible rape? That is the definition of rape. This is redundant. Rape is non-consensual. I can promise you, a guy probably came up with that term. According to these same statistics, males constituted 87.9% of those arrested for robbery, 85% of those arrested for burglary. I don't know what the difference is. What's the difference between robbing and burglarizing? I don't know. I'll look it up one day. Males constituted 83% of those arrested for arson. This one surprised me. I thought bitches would light shit up too. I really did. I'm actually a little surprised, but you know what? Here we are. 81.7% of those arrested for vandalism, 81.5% of those arrested for motor vehicle theft, 79.7% of those arrested for offenses against family and children. Males constituted 77.8% of those arrested for aggravated assault. And remember, these are arrest data for suburban areas. You know, the safe suburbans that everybody talks about when they talk about how scary those urban areas are. I remember I had a friend that from, I guess, middle school. And then, like, you know, we went our separate ways in high school because I went to public school. She ended up going to private school. And then we started working with each other as adults. We ended up randomly having the same summer job in college, right? It was like, oh, my God, what's up, bitch? And so at this summer job, you know, we would go out to lunch together. And I drove. I don't know whose car I was driving at the time, but I drove. And, you know, I would drive us to lunch. And so this one time I'm driving us to lunch, and I'm from New Jersey, born and raised. And so this is in New Jersey. And I'm driving to lunch and I'm taking like one of like the main thoroughfares, one of the main streets, you know, the kind of street that goes through like 50 different towns, right? And as I'm driving, I'm going over this hill And she starts like freaking out. And I'm like, what? She's like, and I don't remember verbatim what she said, but basically she was like, we're not going into that neighborhood, are we? Speaking of Newark, speaking of Newark, New Jersey, okay? And she's like, we're not going there, are we? And I just, and she was like, because that's not like, she was so, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she was so like terrified that I was going to take her to lunch in Newark, New Jersey in the middle of the day. Cause they swear, these white people swear that all us black people, all we want to do is come and attack them and steal their money. It's giving projection. And I'll never forget that. I don't remember what I said. I don't know if I can't remember. This is so long ago and I was so young, but it's in my memory files, and any white people who are listening to this know that every single time you say some weirdo shit like that to one of your black friends or your POC friends, we automatically clock you. And now you're demoted. This bitch was scared to go to Newark, New Jersey in the middle of the day. And I wasn't even going to Newark. We didn't have time. Anyway, let's continue with these statistics, shall we? From 2003 to 2012, the vast majority of crimes were still committed by men, with around 88% of homicides and 75% of illegal felonies. According to government statistics from the DOJ, Department of Justice, male perpetrators constituted 96% of federal prosecution on domestic violence. We knew that. Y'all out here committing 96% of domestic violence, but let me call you out on the internet and you're going to be the first person to be like, well, men suffer too from domestic violence. Yeah, from 2003 to 2012, only 4% of men did, of the cases. Yeah. Okay. So stop trying to derail the conversation. Let's talk about mass shooters. Between 1982 and December of 2023, that's 40 years, baby. By shooters' gender, 143 mass shooters were men, compared to 4 women, and 2 male and female teams. 143 were men, compared to 4 women. How about serial killers? Only 8.6% of known U.S. serial killers are female. I mean, so more than 90%. And in terms of motive for serial killers, composited data shows that almost 70% of female serial killers acted for financial gain. In contrast, only 28.8% of male serial killers were motivated by financial gain. So of the 8.6% of female serial killers, 70% of them were just doing it for the dough. Wowza. Someone in the comments mentioned that men are also responsible for the vast majority of vehicular deaths. So I looked it up. According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, crashes with male drivers are, quote, more severe. Another study done by Scottish researchers in 2004 stated that male drivers caused 94% of accidents that caused death or bodily harm. The IIHS also reported that males are more likely to speed, drive without seatbelts, and drive while intoxicated. And we all know this, right? That's why men have higher insurance rates than women, because they tend to be more reckless on the road. And I know there's some dudes probably who are gonna be like, well, dudes drive more than women, which is actually statistically true. Men do drive more than women. However, according to the University of Michigan, women the University of Michigan reports that women drive less, yet have a lower fatality rate per mile driven than men. So when you factor in for the proportions, y'all are still killing people way more on the road than women are.